Last problem, number 46. So it says, consider the rectangle at right. And so this, I'm hoping that you guys have seen before, right? This is an example of a generic rectangle, and they're used essentially for multiplication. So it says, determine the perimeter of the large outer rectangle shown at right and show all of your work below. So what it's meaning is this larger rectangle that we have here on the outside, what is the perimeter of that? Before we do the perimeter, let's fill in these other gaps that we already know. So if this piece right here, from here to here is 5, then we can assume that this from here to here is also 5, right? Because it's a rectangle, these are right angles, and we can just move straight down. And so same idea here. If this little piece is 6, then we can assume that directly opposite, this guy is also 6. And one more, if this is 7, then this piece up here also has to be 7. Now, our last unknown is this guy right here. We don't know what that unit is because we're not given it in the problem. But what we can do is we can look at this 40 and we can think, okay, 5 times what would give us 40? And if you think back, 5 times 8 would give us 40. So we're going to take an 8 and we're going to fill it in right there. And then again, directly across from that, we know that is also going to be an 8 now. And remember, perimeter is just adding up all of the pieces on the outside. Perimeter does not count the inside. So the perimeter, we just want to add up all of these pieces. And so instead of doing, 8 plus 6 plus 5 plus 7, right on and on, let's make it shorter. So we know that 8 plus 6 is 14. And we also know that 5 plus 7 is 12. And that means if this side is 14, then this side here is 14. And if this here is 12, then this here is 12. I know it might look kind of weird that this side is 14 and this side is 12, but this side is longer. It's not drawn to scale. These are never drawn to scale, so don't let that stress you out. So again, if this one is 14, then this one is 14. So we need to add 14 again. And if this one is 12, then this one is 12. So let's add another 12 in there. All right, and so now if we look at this, right, we can do this math in our head. We've got 14 and 14. That's going to give us 28. And we've got a 12 and a 12. That's going to give us 24, right? And I want you guys to think about it this way. 20 plus 20 is 40. 8 plus 4 is 12. Well, 40 plus 12, that's easy for us to do, right? That would be 52 units. So 52 units would be our perimeter. All right, on to part B. It says, notice that the areas of 2 of the parts have been labeled, so that's this one and this one, inside the rectangle. Calculate the total area. Remember to show all of your work leading to your solution. So we have the area of this little piece and we have the area of this little piece. But to figure out the area of this entire piece, we need this guy and this guy. And remember, area means multiplication. So if 5 times 8 gave us 40, then 7 times 8 will give us this piece right here. And 7 times 8 is 56. And same idea for this. So if 5 times 6 gave us 30, then 7 times 6 will give us this area right here, and 7 times 6 is 42. So again, if we look at this, we could definitely do it on our calculator. For sure, I agree. But we can also do a little bit of this in our head. So let's ignore this 6 and this 2 for right now, and let's just look at it like this. So 40 and 40, that would give us 80. 50 and 30, so 50 and 30, that would also give us 80. All right, so if we add that straight down, we're at 160. We have to go back and factor in this 6 and this 2. Well, you guys, 6 plus 2 is 8. So let's throw our 8 in there and we get 168. So our total area of this whole thing would be 168. You could say square units, or you could say 168 units squared. They both mean the exact same thing, so it doesn't matter how you wrote it. So this guy, this problem up here, all about perimeter. This one right here, all about area. Both area or perimeter and area are something that we've seen before, so we're just taking it a step further. And we're done. Good job.